Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Let's dive into some Steelers news, of course. We got Russ and Wilson. I won't say his name wrong. Russell Wilson, not Russ will sell. That gonna be a name they probably use. If Russell start playing bad, they're gonna be like Russ sells. That's gonna be kind of a name they start using, break his name up. But Russell Wilson and Justin Fields is set to play versus the Lions. And basically, what we need to see really, in reality, just them go out there and construct solid drives, consistent drives to get us in scoring position, consistent drives where we're moving the ball on first down, not getting 3 and outs. We're going out there and pushing it and just being consistent like that. They can go out there and construct consistent drives for at least for a few series like that out there, get some points on the board and stuff, and look fluent and look like they have chemistry. Then everybody kind of relieves the panic a little bit as well, because you want to always enter the season good. Of course, the preseason games don't really matter. They can play horrible in these games and go out there and ball out in the regular season, and we would never even think about these games right here. But I think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields just need to go out there and just construct a solid drive, go out there, be easy, and put some points on the board and stuff as well, deliver some passes, deliver some throws, and hey, make some plays and stuff. So hopefully they can do that. But that's kind of been the narrative circulating around. People think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are both playing to be backup quarterbacks. They got a lot of memes and stuff talking about him, talking about Arthur Smith, all this stuff. The offense just go out there against the Lions on Saturday and just construct a solid drive. They'll be good. I think a lot of people will start being a little relieved after they see they go out there and do that, and after they see just like some consistency out there within the offense and stuff. The offensive line, of course, is young. See a lot of hate from Brother Jones lately. I don't know why. Brother Jones last year was very good. I know he hit that one bad game in preseason right here because of the injured arm and stuff that he has as well. I know he said he didn't want to use that as an excuse, but he is injured, so he's not going to be 100%. So I think Brother Jones is going to be good. So fans can stop calling for him to be benched and calling him a bust. And then when the early season starts, he go out there and ball out, then you won't hear anything about this ever again. Like I mentioned before, the fandom, any fandom in the NFL, any sports in general, they all fickle. They switch back and forth. They love you one day, they love you, and they hate you the next day. You can go out there and put up monstrous games. Like, he had thrown over 250 plus yards and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers in 10 straight games. You have one game to go out there and you play bad and you lose. They're gonna look at that one game and think you suck now like that, even though you balled out for 10 games. That's just the way it is in sports for some reason. But I think Russell Wilson, Justin Fields can figure it out. They have the talent. We know what they have. The Steelers didn't trade for them just for nothing, just for a buzz or anything. The Steelers traded for them because they know that these guys are talented and have potential to help lead us better than what we had last year. So hopefully they can go out there and do that. And we'll see in preseason, this last game right here, when they get the little reps in. I don't know if they're gonna do they should do series per series. So like have Russell go out there one series, and then the next one you have Justin Fields go out there and kind of bounce back and forth. So they should do it like that. I feel like they'd be more consistent and kind of get them a competitive drive a little bit. Like, okay, he just went out there and got us a touchdown. What's he gonna do? Like that kind of build a little competitive fight in their play as well. And when the competitiveness is on, everybody go out there and play better. So I think that should be like a little style they should do. We'll see what Coach Tomlin does for them as time goes on. He still haven't named who he's gonna start either. He probably named that most likely the day before, or close to the day like that. We'll see when he has those press conferences. But most likely probably Russell Wilson starting off, and Justin Fields going to bounce in and kind of bounce in back and back. Kind of like how the Raiders did with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew won the job now, but they was kind of bouncing them back and forth. Like, hey, you get to go, you get to go. We're going bar for bar. We're going to see what happens. Moving on to the next topic, of course. Zach Frazier. Zach Frazier been playing pretty good football. He's been a nice piece. I like the way he's been going out there and just moving things like that. Like I mentioned when he first got drafted. If you was like a fan of my channel, on my other channel like that, before I start becoming the host of this channel, I talk about Zach Frazier a lot. Jackson Power Johnson and Zach Frazier. Cedric Van Pran was the 3 centers I'm talking about a lot. But Frazier was a guy who I liked a lot too as well. And I had my mock drafts many times because he's not only a big brute of force and power, but he know how to control it like that as well, like that. And he's very good at getting to the next level. So in the rushing attacks, you see some of those plays that I'm showing on the screen right now. He's going out there and get to the next level and delivering plays like that. They say he allowed 0 pressures as a starter this preseason. So the first game and the second game we played as a starter this game, and then last game, the first game he played as a backup, his total stats, he allowed 0 pressures. He been out there playing phenomenal like that. Big time impact blocking down the field, opened up gaps. Remember when Herbig had those 2 turnovers, almost turnovers that he had, those fumbles and those bad snaps? Frazier came in, opened up the Red Sea like Moses, And Najee Harris ran right through and got a big gain of 7 already like that. So we start seeing more consistent runs with him on the field. So him being a starter is going to be a big time for the team. I think the Steelers found themselves their starter and their center for the future. And McCormick looked pretty good too as well. McCormick was making some plays too. He's a nice piece as well like that. The Steelers do a good job at finding those interior guards like that. So McCormick might be a guy who might take over later because James Daniels' contract is still coming up. We're going to see if they extend him as well. I see Amalu. I think he's like 30 now, right? Getting a little older and stuff. McCormick looked pretty nice in preseason. So the Steelers did a good job at drafting Frazier, drafting McCormick, adding those interior pieces that are going to be there for the future. And I can't wait to see the line, really, the full line after they're healthy. Mature Fatanu is right tackle, Ryder Jones is left tackle, the 2 guards, James Daniel and I see Amalu, and then also seeing Zach Frazier as the center, as the lead in the front. It's going to be nice to see like that. But he's been one of the big bright spots on the line, Zach Frazier. He's been going out there dominating. So shout out to him. Another thing I want to talk about too as well is the Steelers are not panicking. We've seen Pat Freiermuth get asked questions about, is there a panic for the Steelers offense? The Steelers offense started off very slow. They only put up a combined, was it like 15 points? 15 points in 2 games. Is there a panic behind the offense? He's like, no, there's no panic. We know what we're capable of. It's a slow start, yes, but we know what we're capable of. We just go out here and put all this work in for nothing. Yes, slow starts happen. You know, things don't go the way they want in sports, but still got opportunity and still got a chance. Coach Tullen not shying away from it either as well. He knows they went out there and traded for these guys, Justin Fields, and Russell Wilson. They add all these pieces for a reason to go out there compete. Last year you went 10-7 with quarterbacks who had combined of almost 12 touchdowns. Like that, that's horrible. Like that, and that was like the thing. That was like the last year stuff combined. I think Kenny had like what 6 or 7. Mason only played 3 games. He had a few, and then Mr. Trubisky had a few like that. So we went out there and won 10 games, got in the playoffs with those guys. Why can't I do it with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields? We're going to see how they go out there and showcase their skills and talent. But I think overall, they're going to be out there and be good. So we just got to stay patient. I know the fandom want to see us go out there and win. Of course, I want to win too as well. Because like, we haven't won a playoff game since 2016. I was like 15, well, depending on what month it is. I think the playoff game's like in December and January. So I was like 14. About to turn 15 in a few months later down the line. So like that. So it was like a kind of a little wild thing like that. So the Steelers haven't won since then. As we had Bell, Boswell hit all those field goals. We had Antonio Brown, Big Ben, all those guys like that. So it's been a while since we won a playoff game. So of course, everybody knows the frustration. But be patient. Be patient. Some teams go 50, 60 years without winning playoff games. Look at the Lions. The Lions fans are still rowdy and pumped up. Last year was their first time getting to the playoffs and winning playoff games in almost like since the 90s, I think. And their first time in a long time getting to the NC Championship game as well, too. So you gotta be patient. Be patient. Let the team build up. You have the young defense, the nice defensive guys. You have a young offensive line who has talent, who has potential. Let it build up like that. Be patient. I think this year we can go there and get a playoff win, but we got to work to it. Of course, we're going to look at the steps. We try to compete our division, try to win our division, try to get in the playoffs, and then we'll see about playoff wins and then see about getting beyond that too as well. But another thing I want to talk about too as well, I seen a crazy article about Davante Adams, some potential Steelers in-season trade for Davante Adams. I've seen it before, like I think months ago. Sports Illustrated had a thing about it, talking about Steelers should trade for Davante Adams in season. He's a little older. He got 2 years left on his contract. The Steelers kind of fill out perfectly. Wouldn't be too expensive for them. I was seeing, I was like, maybe it could happen, or maybe it could not happen. We had to see and wait and see what could happen. But that'd be crazy to trade if the Steelers was so willing to do that, go out there and get Davante Adams. But I don't know if the Steelers would be willing to do that. I don't know if the Raiders would trade him either like that, because Davante Adams is a game-changing piece. If he asks for the trade, I know he returned to practice today for the Raiders, but if he asks for the trade, then it's a different story, of course. But I think Davante Adams is going to stay with the Raiders now. I think they did trade him. They probably wouldn't trade him within their conference unless they just like don't care or something like that. But I seen that little article. I was like, maybe that could happen. It says Steelers won't be giving up too much. You know, when the season start and it's a season trade, sometimes a season trade can be a little less, can be cheaper than what a trade would be like in the off season or something like that before the season start. So we have to wait and see. As you guys know, the Brandon Ayuk news already circulating, going crazy. It's a little died down now, but it's still a little annoying to keep popping up everywhere. And like, just make a decision. I think you're gonna stay with them or you're not like that. So we're gonna see what he does and see what happens fully. But it's all I got for today's news. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.